you. Mike Lynch is gonna sponsor the second week of Star Wars.
Nice.
He approached me, I didn't approach him.
Good.
He came to me, he's like, I've been meaning to get a hold of you. Do you need this movie sponsored? I'm like, yes.
Anytime you are.
Yes.
I'm going to.
So, yeah, so Joker was sponsored, all of Star Wars. So get working on the next couple movies. Cats is next. And then 1917, that war movie, everybody's been asking for it. So.
Yeah. I think I've heard of it, I just don't know. I never go to the movies.
I know. Like, when I ingest it and I have to play it, like, that's when I get to see, truth is I don't watch the whole movie.
Right.
Because I don't play the whole movie.
It's going.
Right, it's going. Well, I don't even play it all. I'm like, I am not staying here an extra 3 hours to watch a movie.
Yeah. Well, don't you kind of, if it's screwed up, isn't it really screwed up?
Yeah, it's like
the wrong way.
you know. Yeah, exactly. You know if it's really screwed up. You know within the first 35 seconds of playing it.
Right.
That it's 3D or a different language.
3D, I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Addams Family, that's how it came, 3D and in Spanish.
I heard it came in Spanish. I guess I didn't. You posted online or something. Great.
Yeah, it came in Spanish and 3D.
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't have hurried so much.
I know, I was kind of like. Isn't it supposed to start right at 6?
Yeah, 6. Maybe 6. Yeah, 6 o'clock.
What you and Mabel do today?
She was at my mom's part of the day. Well, this afternoon, I had a big meal. I had bought groceries for a big meal tonight. So I've been cooking all afternoon to have it ready in time for me to get here by 6.
Oh, yeah.
So it's that, and you got to the shower and all of that ahead of time because there's nobody to watch her on Thursday. My mother's at work.
Oh, where does she work?
She just fills in volunteers at the office.
I knew that.
So.
I knew that.
Oh, good.
How's everyone?
Good. Yeah.
Tired? Oh.
I don't think Jim's coming.
Yeah,
When I talked to him yesterday.
he texted me. Yeah, so I'm assuming, because Patty's not here, she's not gonna come. I'm texting Jennifer. So I don't know if you guys know anything about the town politics. So Caleb Curtis is resigning.
He told me, I knew that.
I
was in the, yeah.
am in his district,
Yeah.
so the next time somebody can be voted in is June.
I thought there was a special election in March.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten the paperwork. Heather Donahue told me she thinks the next time they can vote on it is in June. So in my district, this person is not representing.
Yeah.
And I'm a little disappointed as a person because he made a commitment. And I mean, if he's sick or his family's sick, that's a different thing. But if you're just tired of doing it, you made a commitment to let's see it through to at least June, because they couldn't vote on a new mayor.
Even with the new, because isn't Amanda?
I thought they just couldn't vote on the new mayor.
They couldn't
That-
vote on the new mayor because he wasn't here.
Right.
But it would be nice to have everybody here.
I thought Caleb was already done.
I did
thought he
too.
was not coming back.
Yeah.
But, so I'm gonna back up, that's disappointing as a townsperson that my representative in my district just decided he was tired of doing it. Made a commitment.
Yeah.
See
Well, I
it
think
through
he's
till they can.
overbooked. That's from what I understand. He's
Oh.
just overbooked.
It-
Busy with business.
That's great, but he
Yeah.
made a commitment.
That's from what I understand, what he told me.
He made a commitment.
Yeah.
Happens though.
Gotta get us through to June. He's let the townspeople down, as far as I'm concerned. He let my district down.
Well, and I don't get why you wouldn't have gotten done before the election. Like,
I mean, he was a busy man to start with. And yeah, we just had election not too long ago. How long you been thinking? I mean, I get it. He is a busy man. But he
oh,
made a
fine.
commitment. And I thought Caleb was the kind of person that was do the right thing kind of person.
I think this is the right thing for him and his family. And I think that comes first.
Well, you should have thought about that.
But
before he made a
things
commitment.
come up though, and stuff changes and life happens and
And again, if it was,
and that's how it goes.
if it was he or, by all means, he or his wife were sick or the kids were sick, I so get that.
Is Sarah coming?
I don't believe so. She isn't part of the committee yet. I don't even know if she's filed the papers or anything.
Oh, I
think
thought
she did it that night.
Yeah.
I thought she went with Catherine and did it that night, but I
And
don't.
none of us are, like, I'm not on the committee right now, and neither's Jenny, and neither's Jim, until after Tuesday. Like, we can't vote on anything.
No, but we can move forward a little bit here. If you don't want to do this because there's not enough people, we can leave it.
Well, I want to now, because I've altered my whole day to get here. I figured it must be important to call an emergency meeting in between our two regularly scheduled meetings.
Well, it is kind of important. We've got a budget that's kind of drained. So I am trying to find, the job descriptions. I can't seem to find them in this mess.
I don't know if I have the final, but I have what we, I'll at least have what we, you know, like booking the shows and all of that stuff. Oh, right here.
Awesome. Because I'm sorry.
This is the sample job description. This is not Jamie's actual job description. But this probably sounds, tell me if these sound about right.
Yeah.
Manage day-to-day operations, make sure machines are running, roof clean, create the budget, maintain weekly profit and loss, monthly receipts, bookkeeping, all of that. Coordinate special and live events.
Yep.
Negotiate with live performers, implement schedule, maintain correct legal documentation, market the events, create the calendar, order and receive the movies, order supplies, review time cards for paid employees, and create and maintain procedure manual for day-to-day operations.
Yes. That sounds about right.
Did we skip more than 10 things?
Get it all done in 10
You want
hours.
the assistant manager too?
Yeah.
Volunteer coordinator, able to perform theater manager duties while manager is out, assist manager in coordination, brings ideas, helps with marketing, maintain the website and social media pages, screen and ingest movies when they come in, run the projector during the movies, maintain and enforce a cleaning schedule for the theater. And these were like
Those are
all of the jobs that had to be done and then we divvied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the idea behind it was that you guys were going to work in conjunction. If you're on vacation, she knows how to run things. If she's on vacation, you are running, you know, whatever.
Who's the actual person that's in charge of volunteers? I
Tara
just thought it
is.
was Tara.
Yep, she is. That's her job.
But I think even when we wrote these out, the official one says however you guys,
Yeah.
like, break it up.
That's one of her jobs in the websites, and that's her job. She does that. But she's doing an awesome job on that website. It looks so good.
Maybe a couple minutes with Jim. It'd be a lot easier if I could video conference.
I thought Jen was coming.
But 3 still doesn't make a quorum. Jeez.
But we can't vote on things anyways.
Oh, I just call her.
Just have her FaceTime in.
Hi. Hi. So, good. You're right, there isn't a quorum. What do you want to do? Just tell me what you want to do, please. Okay. Yeah. No, I really don't feel comfortable you driving kids out either. Can we do the video thing just by me putting my phone on speaker?
Do you have iPhone?
No.
Oh, you don't have an iPhone? I do, but I get Chrome down here, so I can't do anything with my phone.
I have one, it might be.
Because you could FaceTime her in.
You there? Oh. You there? Hi. Hi guys. Look at that, multitasking mom. So Amber did make it a point that officially nobody's really on the committee anymore.
You and Patty.
You, she, and Jim are kind of in limbo right now until things
Tuesday.
happen. Yeah, till Tuesday.
This sounds really, really long ride.
What do you think?
I don't know if you're all still there.
Oh, we're here. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I can't see it. We're looking at the ceiling.
Trying to keep
I
it
don't
sideways.
know.
My dear, you do not need to look at me.
Hi. Can you see Jamie over there? Hi, Ron. I miss you. Oh, hi, Riley. It'll be very helpful. Should have had Mabel go play.
So, it's kind of an unofficial meeting, I guess. Some of I had put that I thought that we needed, and some of the other board members have mentioned that there needs to be some recommendations for, the town manager and the theater management. And with that being said, I started a list, and it's buried in here, so I apologize for not being I think that, what do you think about, obviously we need to discuss this budget, and we need to figure out where the money's gonna be spent and make recommendations, and then it's, all we can do is recommend.
I mean, it's pretty spelled out in the budget where the money's gonna be spent.
Really?
You don't think? I mean, they're all line item. I mean, there's a little bit of discrepancy, but pretty much, I mean, it's this much for snow, this much for payroll, this much for events, this much for movies.
And
Yeah,
my-
but when is that gonna be spent? I mean,
Well, it's kind of like last year, we're gonna make it as long as we can make it, and we're gonna pay supplemental income.
I think there needs to be
I think
a,
we need to clarify that too. The town manager, if we still have the gap account.
We do not.
what happened to it?
It's gone. There's only 2 accounts now.
And why do you
Revenue.
think she did that?
Because I think partially because I complained about all the different accounts. There were too many. Like, there were way too many accounts.
And I think that the GAP account was started as a temporary account, and that if we want to do it in a new budget year, we would probably have to ask to do that again. I mean, I think it ended in December with the end of the
What happened
closing
to
of
the
the
money?
yearly
It
budget.
was put into
The
the
other,
bills and stuff for the end of the year
most
budget.
of it was spent.
Yeah.
Most of it, but not all of it.
It's all spent. With all the bills, it's all spent.
Yeah, the last time we knew there was only like $1,000 left and the bills hadn't cleared yet.
So, the thought is there's gonna be another gap account, is that what we're all thinking, or,
Well, we don't have the final numbers from last year until our next meeting on Wednesday. Aren't we gonna get the final closing numbers from last year?
maybe.
Wasn't,
I thought that's what we were gonna
I
do.
thought so. I thought that was, we were getting the finances next week when the things were closed.
So, if we round it to $70,000, don't use every bit of it, and this is just throwing numbers out there, we gotta do the whole snow removal thing, which is so unpredictable. It equals out to about $12,000, 14 a week. And
1,400.
Yep, and, I guess I'd like to know how that's gonna be spent.
What do you want to know specifically? It's going to be spent, I mean, the budget is right here. I guess I don't get what you're specifically asking, how it's going to be spent. It's going to be in part-time payroll, health insurance, workman's comp, supplies, contractual obligations and concessions.
Yes,
and
that's
the
a
power.
yearly, that's a
Right.
draft for the yearly, Amber.
Yeah.
I feel that we work hard, and some of us want to know where is the 1,400 per week gonna go? Is it gonna go, obviously percentage has to go into the lights. Is it gonna go into labor? Are we gonna have more volunteers? Because we can't keep at, well, it's above $30 an hour, 2 managers on in a particular night. It's gonna drain that week's schedule.
We do that
Well,
one night a week,
and-
because we have to right now.
and
one night a week. That's
let's-
it.
Jamie, honey,
Actually, this is an open public meeting,
It
so I
is.
can talk,
And-
and I can put my
Absolutely,
advice in. So
absolutely.
what I'm saying is that it's one night a week that we do that.
Yeah.
Because we cannot find anyone, but it doesn't mean we're not searching, it doesn't mean, we have lots of volunteers every other night. Lots of them. They
That's
come in,
great.
they help, they're doing, Jill's getting done this Friday, it's her last day, we've decided. It's unfortunate, but she needs a new job, so she can't stay, so we have volunteers now to do that.
Jamie, I feel that you think this is personal. It's not.
It is personal.
It's not, Jamie. It's
It is.
business. Personal and friends are friends and personal is personal. Business is business.
But
You
we're
are
not her
doing a
boss,
great
and at
job.
this point, we're really contributing to a hostile work environment. When we have people in there at events, when there's people at functions, going in there to volunteer and questioning what she's agreed upon as a contract with the people, that is a problem. That is overstepping our bounds. That is creating a hostile work environment. We are not her boss, and it's not up to us.
So it's not okay to make recommendations?
It's okay to make recommendations to the council. Yes, we
Exactly,
should,
that's
nobody
what we're
should be
doing.
standing in that theater telling her not to do something or to do something or questioning what she's agreed upon when people have played.
So give me an example.
I will give you an example. This last concert, somebody did not agree with the fee that was being paid. Didn't think they needed it.
Are you talking about the,
$25 for each person.
Jamie?
You literally walked out and you
I
hugged and
did,
hugged.
because, no, I
Did you?
didn't, hun. It is your call.
I know it is.
But it is your call, and that's why I didn't want to argue. I didn't agree with it. I wasn't mad. I was disappointed.
But it's not your place to be that.
It is.
It's not.
It is, Jamie.
She's
That's
a
not
personal-
your money.
But
She's
it's
doing
my
her job, Ann.
It's my
She's
job.
doing her job.
This is my job. You put me in, you specifically put
Yes,
me
I
in this
did.
position to make those decisions. It is a decision that I made that I felt so I could keep good faith with this band who brought in quite a lot of people. And quite frankly, $25 to 3 people is not a lot of money going out.
Well, it's not, but, and also.
And I have to do that and I have to keep good faith. That's how it goes.
You
It's
had
my
mentioned
job.
to me that it was 5. I
Because
left,
I thought it was 5. Hawkon said no thank you. Pip was already paid. I don't have to do it. I didn't realize that Hawkon was going to say no. I
No.
get it.
No,
I didn't
that
know
was
that,
nice
so
of
I
you.
thought. So it was left with 3 people. That's who I had to pay. At $25 a piece.
do you think that it could have been a decision that could have been made earlier? And do you think that
It
those,
was made earlier.
those people came out of the goodness of their heart? That, at the time, I thought was gonna be 125. That would have been money going towards advertisement in the future. I understand what you're saying, and I
So
do
why do you
have a right
continually
to
want to
discuss
argue it
it.
with me? Like you're arguing with me with my decision. It's my decision. I made the decision. You don't have to like it. It's okay. But you don't have the right to continually argue with me about it.
I am not arguing with you. I'm saying there could have been a decision that was made earlier.
There was.
I felt like I didn't know that.
But you
And-
don't have to know that.
Yeah,
It's not a committee
I
decision.
That's not your
know.
decision.
But it's not
It's
a committee
mine.
decision. She's the theater
I'm
manager
making
booking an
those
act.
decisions. You pay me to make those decisions.
I-
That is what you pay me to do. You are there to just say, hey, how about we do this? I can say yes and I can say no. That is my decision.
and then we leave it alone. It is not your decision to continually hound me about a decision that I have already made. It's not okay. It's not okay.
Okay.
And
we're
I'm
going
frankly
to-
over it.
That's fine, Jamie. That's fine.
Allow me to do my job. We are starting to pick up. We are changing. We have live events. We are doing all the things that you guys have put on that piece of paper that says that we need to do. We are doing every single one of them. And you continually question what I'm doing.
Jamie, I'm sorry that
Continually.
you feel that way.
I absolutely do, and I'm over it.
It's been very hostile. If you haven't noticed that these last few meetings, it's awful. It's a very hostile, tense environment, this whole thing. We are not her boss. We can't be in there telling her what to do. She has a boss.
She did what she wanted to do. I
Good,
didn't
good.
argue it with her.
Oh, good.
Did
I'm
I?
glad we got somebody in there that
for a
will.
few minutes about it. You did. You
I
argued
did.
with
I
me.
wanted to know. It's okay to ask questions,
But it's
Jamie.
not your place to. I made a decision for the theater that I felt that in the future it could potentially bring those guys back and bring in more business. That is the decision that I made. End of story.
And did I say you can't do that? Did I say that?
It doesn't matter. If
Did I say that?
You didn't say that,
Jamie?
but you continued to argue with me about it.
I didn't argue.
You
I
did.
asked a couple of questions.
Oh, you're infuriating, but it's fine.
Either way, I think that if we do want to question what's being done or something, that the committee is the place to ask those questions and not at the theater during an event. When she's at work and we're in there volunteering, we should not be adding stress and creating a hostile environment. If we have questions or comments about something she's doing, we can discuss it here in the committee and make recommendations to the people we're supposed to deal with.
And I can accept that. I can accept
I mean,
what
this
you
is
said to
just,
me.
it's been out of control. The amount of tension that this is all creating, just all of it, I don't understand. We're not her boss. We've hired somebody to do these things. She's not going to instantly know how to do everything right off the bat. Look how long it took us to figure out these things. She's been here like 6 months, and look at what she's accomplished. Nobody ever says that. Look at these things we've got going.
Oh.
We've got great movies coming in. We've got increased volunteer participation. Isn't this what we've wanted?
And I sat in front of Jamie and I tell her that she's doing a good job. She has, I told her just last meeting. I'm not going to defend that because I do think Jamie's doing a good job. Do I think a few things could keep working at it? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure they are continuing to work at it. They're both very new at their jobs, and they came in with 0.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and we're like on them. It's just been awful.
Jamie, it's all for the better. It's nothing personal. And if you want to go with that, that's your decision. It's nothing personal. You're doing a great job. And yes, I was part of the committee that wanted you. But am I going to ask a question once in a while? Sure. And if you feel that your answer needs to stand up, go with it.
I will.
Go with it.
I will.
But I have a right, and anybody else in this
In the
committee has a
meeting,
right
right,
to
in the
ask me.
committee meetings, absolutely. You have every right to ask me whatever you would like, and I will answer that question. Absolutely. When we're in these meetings and you want to ask me questions, ask me questions. I will answer them. I will tell you what we're doing. But don't stand there and argue with me in the middle of the
Jamie,
kitchen of the thing
I
about
did
money.
not
You
argue.
did.
I asked
People
you a
saw
couple-
it.
Either way, so you feel like you didn't argue,
No.
and she clearly feels like you
I
did.
asked
But
a
let's
couple
just
of
move on and
questions.
agree that this cannot be how it happens. It just can't be. I mean, she feels like it was argued, you feel like it wasn't, okay.
No.
But either way, it can't continue. I mean, nobody has to agree on it. It just really can't continue like this. I mean, we don't want to run her off.
No, she's doing a great job.
It's-
And with Tara's help, they're both doing a great job.
Yeah.
But there definitely could be some recommendations.
Right, we recommend them, right, and that's why she comes to these meetings, to be a part of this stuff. But we can't be like constantly telling them what to do.
They're not telling them, it's suggestions. Then it's up to them to say, hey, that was a sucky suggestion, or you know what, that was a good one. They're suggestions. Amber, of all people, you have lots of ideas.
I do. And I try to present them in a way that doesn't make somebody feel like their job or what they're doing is being attacked. I try very hard.
Good for you. Good.
Yeah, I try. Am I always successful at it? Absolutely not. But I try to present my ideas in a way that aren't attacking what people are doing. And I feel like it's been just a lot of tension these last few meetings. It's just been very tense in here.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that we're contributing to a hostile work environment whether we mean to or not. It's not even so-and-so did this or so-and-so did that. It's kind of, it's, first of all, as we've all learned, it's a hostile work environment to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is
it is
one of
to
the
begin
things
with.
that I want to discuss tonight is.
And that we need to be a part of the solution and not be a part of keeping it like that.
So I feel getting together and making some recommendations for the town manager and the theater is advancing it, is trying to make things better.
I just don't know how we can make any new recommendations until we get our end of the year financials and find out what exactly is there, and until we're all on the committee on the committee again on Tuesday.
I didn't realize that about the committee. I knew Jen was coming. I didn't realize you or Jen both.
Yes, I didn't know about Jim, but she mentioned it. Nicole did. I talked to her. And then Sarah's going to get on so that we'll have enough people.
Yeah. In the past, you can take this any way you need to take it. There were a lot of great things about Jerry Lynn. In the past, Jerry Lynn would have gone up to A.E. Robinson and said, hey, if I buy 3 of those gas cards, will you give me 2? She might have been able to pull it off. She didn't have any problem. That's what I was meaning by, was it thought about, maybe we could have struck up a deal. Maybe we could have, and I would have been happy to do that if you would have wanted me to, or yourself, or anybody else. That's what I guess I was thinking in my head when I said, was it discussed earlier? Because when I walked in, I just heard the conversation, and that's why I asked questions. It's just a thought that maybe in the future, when we have people come, it is a very nice gesture. Certainly is. They come to help us. It's just an idea, a suggestion. I know in the past she had done that, and God, she was good at it.
Mm-hmm. You get on TV.
And it doesn't have to be this A.E. Robinson up here. You know, it's at Irving's. We could go over to Newport.
Go ahead.
You know, well,
I'm sure we can,
I
mean,
just-
if you want to get them.
might be a good idea for the future. But I am concerned about the end of the year and not making it. And my first reaction is, wow, that could be somebody's pay. That's what my concern is, that we just aren't going to have enough at the end of the year to run through to the end of the year.
Well, won't the nonprofit be raising separate funds by then?
No, we can't guarantee the non-profit is even going to be up and running by then. And we can't guarantee that anything that we apply for is going to be operating costs to pay people.
No, but to pay for other things, not the payroll, like we did with the GAP funding account.
I think we need to have funding account to get us through the end of the year. Is she still on?
Yeah.
That's just my thought right this minute, because I can't see us making it to the end of the year.
Oh, I don't think we have the money to. I think it's till, we have enough money till about August, and that's it.
So my fear at the moment, when I heard that, Jamie, instead of putting it onto yourself, was it would have been great if you had said, what the heck is Ann thinking? I was thinking, Jamie's not gonna have a job by the end of August. That money came.
What are you in reference to right now? Because I don't know, you lost me.
If the theater runs out of money.
Right.
The $125 for the
It wasn't
gas.
$100, it was $75, and a gas card for $25 or $25 cash, it equals the same thing.
Yeah, I was told that it was at $125 at
Okay,
the
but I'm
time.
telling you now that it's not, it wasn't $125.
Yeah, but I'm
That was my
telling you,
mistake.
Jamie, you need to hear that I thought in my head, and the first thing I thought was, my God, that could be somebody's pay come August.
It is somebody's pay. It was the people that threw the event. It was the band's pay.
Like your comics, they're $400 to bring in. That's somebody's pay.
Are
Yeah.
you gonna get to the end and be like, oh, but that could be her pay in August, let's not pay them?
That you guys are really, really.
But tell me what's different about that. What is different about
The
it?
difference is, they are a group that have asked to be paid. The difference is, there was a group that offered to come in and do it for free.
They didn't offer to do it.
Wait a minute, she
They
negotiated
didn't
these
offer
people
to
to
do it
come
for
in
free.
and
They
negotiated
never.
this deal with them from the beginning.
Yeah, and Hong Kong said no at the end. Like, that was that. Like, he's the one that said no, but it was never free. It wasn't this was not a fundraiser. This was them coming in, yes, a lot of them are from town and they know they're able to bring in a large crowd, and that's exciting for the theater, yes. There was that aspect of it, but it was never a fundraiser. For them to come
revenue
in and raise
generating.
money for the
So, what
theater.
was said that night was, we need to do something for them.
Yeah, but we had already discussed what we were gonna do. We were talking. See, this is why you need to not, like, my assistant manager and I have conversations and we talk and we hash things out and we do those things. And that's a conversation that you jumped into that you didn't need to be in the middle of, because we were talking about what we needed to do and how we were gonna do it. We had already put forth a plan. We already had a check for one person because that's what it was. They wanted a check. They were the sound person, they were this, but they were also part of the band. We took care of that. We had taken care of everything we needed to. But her and I were in a conversation that you overheard, that you jumped into and really didn't know what it was about. So you're basing the decision of not paying these people on a conversation that you jumped into and had no idea what it was about.
Okay. With that said,
We were
we're
finalizing.
here tonight to make recommendations. And I apologize if you felt that I jumped into that.
My recommendation would be that as committee members, we do not interject ourselves in the day-to-day business of the theater management. We're volunteers, we're there to volunteer, we're here to help make recommendations to the town council on fundraising, on the accounts, on how we're gonna stretch that money
Right,
and
that's
stuff.
what I wanna do
But
tonight.
booking events,
That's what I want to do tonight. This is a whole, didn't even want to get into this. I wanted to talk to us about how we're going to stretch the money, make some recommendations, then the town council, or the town manager and the theater manager can go with them. Did I say anything other than talk about recommendations?
yes, and I'm making a recommendation.
So with that said,
Yep.
that is draft. And I get it that, well, man.
Yeah.
So are we gonna now, well, I got,
Well, we're getting the real one on Tuesday,
yeah.
Wednesday, right?
I believe so,
I thought
yes.
so too.
So
And in the end of year financial stuff.
well,
And my pay is different on there because I didn't take the raise.
yeah, and I didn't understand that at all. I mean, she was like, okay, you're great, and we're gonna give you this raise.
All
We're gonna
part-time.
take hours away from you. I don't see where that benefits.
The whole,
anything.
everybody in the town, the town employees all town employees got a raise.
Yeah.
So she.
They were
Doesn't
cost of
matter
living
if you
raise.
just got
Yeah.
hired or
Right,
anything,
didn't matter
everybody
if
got
you,
it.
yeah, if you just got
But-
hired or whatever it was.
But cost of living raise is 3%, not 11%.
And usually somebody that's been at the job 6 months-ish, 7 months, 8 months, whatever.
Well,
I was
this
like,
is the
no.
type of stuff that I felt as committee members we needed to talk about, and I wanted to bring it to the town council.
But I don't think they'll discuss pay with us.
I think they need to know.
They did, they sat at the town council meeting and they said that's why everybody's payroll wasn't being put in the budget.
Amber, the town council does not know that Jamie got, and it's nothing personal, Jamie.
Well, they signed off on it.
They signed off on a cost of living raise. I'm telling you, they don't know that Jamie was given a $1.75 raise. They think she was given a 3% raise.
Well, they should watch the videos.
Or read what they're signing.
I know, they signed off on this, I
There
would
was a
assume they
lump
know.
sum. I don't understand it all. There was,
Because-
I was told there was a lump sum put in for these raises. They don't know that she was given an 11% cost of living raise. That's not a cost of living
Well,
raise.
they should talk to their manager.
Well, somebody needs to tell them.
They signed the paperwork.
They still need to be told because whatever, they don't realize that.
Well, I watched these meetings and all of it in all the budgets for this year, they couldn't come up with the final numbers until they knew all the raises because the payroll was in a different account and they had to wait until the numbers came in. Right at the town meeting was why they couldn't, that's why the payroll wasn't in the regular budget and, because they were waiting to see the numbers on all the raises.
And there was something to do with the police department as well. I don't understand that part. But I'm telling
Probably
you,
their raises.
the town council does not realize, and they don't realize to offset it, they took hours away from Jamie.
Well, I do think that we shouldn't be discussing somebody's pay at the town council meeting. You know what I mean? Maybe generically.
Yeah.
Did you know that some employees were given up to a whatever percent raise and
That's
that,
fine.
and that in lieu of that, their hours were shot?
Or even say the amount of the raise, but not necessarily the amount they're given, I mean, total amount. Does
I
that
didn't
make
take
sense?
it and I got my hours back, some
Yeah.
of them, yeah.
Yeah. That was because of your decision
That was
making.
my, yeah. Because I said, no, I'd rather have the hours than the pay. It adds up, it equals out anyway.
Well, and if you
Like
need
the
that
hours.
number of hours,
Yeah.
why couldn't you do that and cut them off?
Well, it's
So,
appreciated,
yeah.
because you could have taken the money and said,
No,
it is appreciated.
yeah, no, I'd rather have the hours.
But
I can't do my job now.
I-
Really.
will tell you,
But is it our job as a theater committee or theater manager to bring that to the council's attention? Is it our job to do that?
uh-huh,
How? I'm confused.
I don't think that usually the theater committee is involved with payroll, but I could be wrong.
I think it is when it's gone this far, and there's been such a slash so many times in budget, and we're all talking about how we're gonna make this last, and, you know.
I mean, it's just another example of the town throwing up some more red tape. I mean, it's not, they're just putting in another speed bump. They're good at it. Don't you think? You know? I don't know. I mean, we talk some payroll as far as, I don't know. I don't know where the fine line is there. I mean, we had to talk payroll when we talked about switching from full-time to part-time and laying out our recommendations. But now that the position is hired for, are we really,
Yeah, I believe there's still room for more recommendations. That's not saying they're going to take them.
but what are you gonna recommend? What's your recommendation?
Well, and I have felt this way the whole time. Jamie may disagree, I don't know. But I feel that the town manager needs to be having a weekly meeting with her.
Yeah, I have a week, I literally have twice a week sometimes with her. We talk about everything that we could possibly talk about.
The last time it was brought up in front of the town council, Catherine said that it didn't happen, that Jamie would come in as she needed stuff.
I thought she said they meet all the time. I didn't think she said it didn't happen. I thought she said that it happens all the time.
She said as the department heads, not just the theater, need something, they come in.
Which is more than once a week, Jamie's saying. 'Cause she goes in and meets with her more than once a week.
And I want to make sure that she is managing. the
But
theater.
Jamie's telling you that she's meeting with her twice a week. So what do you want her to meet more?
Nope, I just want to make sure that she does.
Is there something?
But she's
specific
telling
that
you
you
right now
discussed
that they
with her?
are. I don't get what more you're
Yes,
looking
Amber,
for.
You keep saying that.
I don't get what
Yeah.
else you're looking for. I'm just trying to understand. I mean, she's sitting here telling us that she meets with her.
Yeah?
Is there something I should be specifically discussing with her? Or she should be discussing with me that maybe I'm not, or I'm new to the meetings with her. I mean, I sit down, I talk to her about, like, if there's a budget or there's something, and the taxes, and I'm struggling with, like, the taxes drive me crazy. I have to do those, like, stuff. Like, I sit and talk to her with her about it. That's how I knew about the Gap account being gone, because we discussed it, and then she broke it down for me, what was left, and then what was gonna be left at the end of the year. And then we had that little amount, which was like 1,800, I think, was left there from the Gap account in another account, for bills from 2019 that would come in 2020.
Basically December's bill.
Right, December's bills. So like, I mean, we sit and we talk about those things and that type of stuff. So is there something else I should be talking to her about that I'm not, or that?
Yeah, the payroll,
And what do I need, what should I be asking as a manager to her about payroll?
well, I don't know that you should be asking. As a manager, I think she should be saying, you have X amount of dollars, how are we gonna make this work and work together to make sure it happens?
Which Wednesday was when we were gonna do that, when everything was finalized, because we don't have that's the other thing, like, we don't have all the bills in yet from 2019, like, there's a few that are missing, a couple of movies that we rented and that type of stuff, so we were kinda waiting on that before we could move forward on that, because I don't know if some of that money is gonna have to come under the budget that we have now, if we have enough to pay, like, that's all. I thought that's what we were gonna discuss on Wednesday, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought she was bringing the numbers and the budget and stuff.
You've been very quiet. Do you have anything to add?
Just kind of observing. Amber's recommendation of where we have recommendations, they should be at our meetings. It's a good idea, that maybe we should limit our contact with each other outside of the meetings. Really not happen, we just do the business at the meetings. I like that recommendation.
Anything else?
I think as far as like the budget and whether we should talk about payroll to the town council, I don't know that we necessarily have to make it be about payroll. I think maybe we should just present them with the new draft compared to what we had presented originally, and just ask the question, why our recommendation of 30 hours a week for the manager was cut to 21 to give her a raise.
Okay.
Come at it differently, so that way they see, oh, this is what the theater had recommended to us 2 months ago, and then
Now, do you think we should do that?
Because of the budget cut.
There's a lag, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you think that we should do that at next Tuesday's meeting or wait until we get the new draft budget?
Budget.
I think it's gonna be the real budget.
Take information when we're going there.
Cause this,
So I mean, once we get whatever the budget is, then we can look at it and make recommendations from there. And then one of the recommendations could be that we go back to what we had recommended 2 months ago for the different positions. So that way they have the hours that they need to get their work done.
yep. Man, I thought Catherine said we'd get the new budget, but.
I thought so, I'm pretty sure we discussed that, but.
And then the end of year financials.
That's sure, so I wanted to make sure to get it back to you before I talk with it. Anything else? No? And I guess another recommendation, which I know you're working on, but we still can recommend it, is, you know, you do have one night a week that you're stuck with you guys.
What night of week is it?
It's Saturday, you can't do, you've canceled, and Jim was supposed to, but he never showed up, so like,
And it happens, but that doesn't mean you can't try again.
so if you wanna work Saturday, it's open.
And then I do think we should maybe have a policy about, or a procedure in place for what we do if we volunteered and we can't show up, like.
It's
Treat it like a job,
yeah.
call as soon as possible,
I
like
agree.
just some common sense kind of things that,
Right.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know what
my
happened, but.
students, like they, you know, if they call a couple days ahead and like, hey, I can't make it that night, so what?
I mean, people go off the road, people get sick, there's gonna be
Yeah,
people that can't
stuff
show
happens.
up, but.
I know, I
I mean,
volunteered
calling.
one night and I couldn't make it, and I thought I was doing the responsible thing by finding somebody else to fill in, and they didn't come.
Yeah, so I think that,
See, that's what I do in one of my jobs, is if you can't do it, you find somebody else,
Mhm.
but
I agree with that.
probably,
Well, except for it's hard because we have the student volunteers and I can't just give out people's numbers like, oh, hey, try call this guy. Well,
would you
we'll get a
have
hold of them.
preferred that I called you
Yeah.
instead of trying to find another
In that case,
adult?
because of volunteers, because I have teenage volunteers that I can call and be like, hey, can you come in? And they'll come in, so yeah. I don't know if back when that happened, that would have been the case, because I don't know that we had as
Yeah.
many. So I think what you did was probably the correct thing to do, and it just didn't, it fell through.
I honestly believe that this, putting it on Facebook, we need volunteers, we've been doing it for a long time, I don't believe it's working. I think,
I get a lot of, so here's the thing, I get a lot of inquiries on Facebook when we put it on Facebook. Now,
has it
them
produced
actually,
anything?
a couple, but there have been a lot that said, oh, we'll do it, here's my contact information, blah, 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 and then they don't follow through. There's a lot of not follow. I did just get contacted by the Boy Scouts, and they wanted to do it, but they're young, and they want their parents there with them, and I said, I can't.
maybe we could find something else for them though.
Yeah.
Other than
yeah,
working a movie.
Right. So
You know.
I have people in, they're inquiring and they're coming in and they're,
Now, this summer when we did, well, not we, but I guess Heather, did the survey, there were like 20 some odd names. Has that ever been given to you?
yeah, they're all names that I already have though.
Oh.
I have most of them.
So, my thought is,
And a lot of them are council members and like Jim is on there and.
Good. yeah, my thought is, if you can't, if you need someone, and call your mother, call your brother, call the maid, call me, call Amber,
She knows I'm not available
call
on
Catherine
Saturdays.
Rose, Call somebody who
There's
can't afford.
pretty much zero
30
chance of
bucks.
me being available on
I was just
Saturday.
throwing your name out.
And we have worked, yes, it's a Saturday, one night a week that we have to work, that we've filled it a couple of times and it's been great, but there's just sometimes you can't fill it. There's just sometimes you can't fill it. Sometimes someone's not gonna show up, and her and I are gonna have to, that's what we do. We are the ones that are gonna be the fill-ins. We don't have
Especially
Jill.
without Jill,
We don't
you're
have
not
Jill
gonna have
anymore
another,
to do the fill-in, like, we don't, that's
you're not
just
gonna have
how it
another
goes.
employee anymore.
Well, I think there has to be a person there, but that's just my 2 cents.
A paid employee, or just keep recruiting the volunteers?
So do you wanna work this Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright, you're in this Saturday then. You can do the box office.
Okay. What are your thoughts about the box office? Do you think you could go without the box office and have them pay the window like Patrick does?
But you still have to have 2 people there.
Right.
So I don't understand, that just keep the box office, I mean,
Do you have sometimes 2 people in the concession on a busier night and the box office, or is it just
just 2.
2 hours?
Yeah, you don't need to, I mean, even if you get 100 and something people, you still don't need 2 people in that concession.
So,
A lot of times it's easier if
You get there yourself, yeah, I mean, in the box office, if it slows down over there, they'll run over, if they see, like, oh, okay, let me help you, and they'll get the drinks or whatever, but really, you can do that concession by yourself.
So, we're gonna wait till this final is in. And then, I'm gonna bring it up about that cutting hours and I'm just not sure.
It's up to you if you want. Ask them if they knew that their manager had.
I think all the department heads got like $2 raise or something like that, same as me. I think all department heads got.
I think if that's the case, the town needs to know.
Right, but I, see, and this is my thought, like, I know that every single person that sits on that council is smart and that they should have asked questions.
Maybe, yeah.
There's
Oh, yeah.
no way they don't know.
That's how I.
They approved
They are
these.
smart people. Heather
They
Donahue,
approved this
she
money.
asks questions. Like, if she sees something not right, that woman asks questions. She's smart. She picks up on that stuff. I have a hard time believing that there was one person on this council that didn't know that that was taking place.
They had to approve it.
I'm telling you. What I know.
Interesting.
So, all right, I think probably we've had enough time. Thank you, Amber, for coming in. I know you said you arranged today, so thank
Yeah.
you.
I just can't wait to be on like the regular schedule. I hate this chaos. I like a nice schedule.
Thank you, Jen.
Show up when you say you're gonna and be gone when
Good
it's
night.
over. Bye, Jen.
Well, it's appreciated that you came. I understand if you didn't want to.
Well, I figured it must be an emergency if you're calling